to highly developed technology, and where they would find their previous home worlds such as Mars and the planets in the Sirius region. The creators also hoped that in their scheme of things, and through their various religious doctrines, the terrestrials would eradicate themselves through the ensuing confusion and wars. They based their hope on the concept that terrestrials would only be technologically, biologically and scientifically capable of conquering space when they had evolved through a sufficiently lengthy period, so as to achieve the mandatory adjustments in their thinking processes and actions. In other words, their intention was that terrestrial human beings, through religious doctrines and diverse religious forms, would have the insight to resolve their genetically manipulated deterioration problem, whereupon they could correct this deterioration. An important factor in this scenario was that in the distant future, the terrestrials would discover for themselves the genetically induced earlier damage imposed upon them, and find their path back to normalcy through appropriate genetic reversals. They believed and hoped that the distant descendants of the genetically manipulated peoples, the terrestrials, should only then seek contact with their original past, their ancestry, other worlds and human beings in the vastness of the Milky Way, alien galaxies, and the universe. Judging from all indications, the terrestrials evolved very quickly on their own, for increasing numbers of people have now been born over a very long period who cherish evolution in every aspect. The benefactors' hopes will be fulfilled and exemplary and peaceable races will come to Earth from the universe's vastness to maintain contact with terrestrials. This can only take place, though, when the unfortunate chain of genetic manipulation is reversed and normalized in sequential order, and when the humans are creationally and naturally linked once more to creation's laws. Pre-programming previously occurred, allowing terrestrials to detect and locate the deplorable genetic manipulation of their DNA chain, although these findings will not transpire for some time. Furthermore, with certainty, this error, which was imposed upon human beings, will also be reversed by humans themselves. This error has kept man from living the life of a true human being until this day, and has frequently distanced him from the creational natural laws, directives, as well as their fulfillment. For this reason, until now, only a few individuals had the capability to find the correct path, arriving at this point only through the most painstaking struggles to conquer the genetically manipulated degeneration on their natural course to evolution. Therefore, everything on Earth is directed toward the elimination of what was once genetically manipulated, so that man can leave the solar system once again before its sun dies and the entire system ceases. This event will occur far sooner than terrestrial scientists currently claim. Truthfully, Sol is already a dying star. And when terrestrials emigrate once again from Earth to adjust themselves to their new home planets, distant and remote from the Sol system, they will have to adapt to those prevailing atmospheric conditions, just as their your ancestors did in the past. The newly encountered conditions will be identical to those of your times, when the genetically manipulated peoples were breathing salubrious air. As can be stated today, these distant terrestrial descendants will have an extraordinary and agreeable future. Many years will pass before terrestrial human beings find the proof that their former your ancestors came to the Sol system from alien solar and planetary systems to settle on Mars before emigrating to Earth. When they do, the first proof may also be found that mankind's earliest ancestors, the genetically manipulated people, or rather their descendants, were refugees and exiles who originated in the Sirius regions. This proof will shake up the scientific community and, even more so, the religious world. It will prompt the need for great changes. That moment will come chiefly when artifacts from a previous human civilization are found on Mars, with pyramids and sculptures such as the so-called Mars faces representing but a mere fraction of the entire discovery. The findings and the message to terrestrials regarding the discoveries on Mars will be the factors one day in the collapse of the legendary picture the terrestrials' former ancestors had formed of their heritage. Many negators of the truth will realize with frightening clarity that terrestrial man did not originate on the planet Earth and, furthermore, he is not the only human life form in the universe. Although one prophecy states that extraterrestrials will officially land on Earth on June 5, 1995, a second prophecy predicts this event for 1998. One should probably not count on these occurrences taking place, though, for terrestrial humankind is currently incapable of tolerating such contacts, the ensuing knowledge from them and the related ramifications. Should this event actually take place, the Plejarens would withdraw from Earth and, henceforth, keep their distance from its inhabitants, as Quetzal previously explained some time ago along with Svarth before him in the 40s. One must remember, though, that these prophecies are indeed only prophecies and not predictions. Everything can change, therefore, and the prophecies may not come true unless essential conditions for the events exist. And this is exactly the case, always with the assumption everything occurs precisely and correctly, for its prerequisite is that terrestrial man must first remedy the damage, or corruption, of his genetic manipulation and change his mentality, thoughts and actions into the creational natural state prior to attaining open contact with alien races and peoples, that is, to extraterrestrials. This signifies that a succession of years must still elapse before these prerequisites are fulfilled. Until that time, the Earth and its human inhabitants will experience all forms of events, changes and other things, which are not only essential for man's evolution but unavoidable as well, because of the terrestrial human life form's thoughts and actions. On one hand, this entire scenario inevitably results in numerous situations which are frequently a grave danger or impediment to man's evolution. On the other hand, these events are conducive to his evolution and absolutely unavoidable, therefore, taking everything into account, official contacts with extraterrestrials are currently truly not recommendable, for terrestrial human beings are incapable of bearing the reality appropriately, particularly from the secular sectarian, the military, religious sectarian, economical and political position. For this reason, official contacts with extraterrestrials would be entirely out of place should they occur at this time or in the near future. Extraterrestrial contacts at this time are viable only with individuals or certain, very small groups. To this end, contacts of a secret military and governmental nature would be feasible as well. Such events, though, will increasingly lead to the public emergence of fraudulent contactees and observers, who present purported photographic material perfectly falsified with computers. The public will believe them. All the other frauds, deceivers, charlatans, delusional individuals, and those who are capable of mesmerizing many stupid faithful followers in matters concerning extraterrestrials, God, Jesus Christ, Mary and Joseph, Moses and other sundry saints and masters, for man is too easily deceived and too gullible in his search for truth. Consequently, contacts with extraterrestrials can only occur on an official level if everything proceeds correctly and man on Earth is mature enough to accept the contacts. This will still require more time, during which many things will transpire in regard to discovery of proof that human beings on Earth did not originate on this planet, and also that they do not exist alone in the universe or in this galaxy, the Milky Way. When the events that are yet to transpire before the time when the first official contacts with extraterrestrials take place are considered, a certain chronology of the prospective historic events must be established. To this end, prudence dictates that exact dates not be named, or it might result in conditions that could negatively alter future events. Furthermore, the consciousness of many people could suffer disorders because they might attempt to change things once they learn of coming events that cannot be altered in any manner, shape or form, for they are predictions, not revisable prophecies. I will not mention any dates, therefore, although I am familiar with them. For this reason I will simply list, in chronological order, the most important upcoming events, or rather incidents and occurrences, etc., that will take place beginning with 1995. This year will show that nature's catastrophes will continue to wreak endless havoc. Events related to the havoc will increase or decrease in number. In other words, occasionally there will be more of them and sometimes less, but overall the incidents will escalate. Regarding overpopulation, unfortunately, no changes for the better will take place. Indeed, overpopulation will escalate. On a broader scale, expect a coup involving the USA and its president, in the year 2003, in March, which will stun the entire world. Additionally, lengthy deliberations will increasingly take place regarding Islamic fundamentalism, which will mesmerize the entire globe. Uprisings, revolutions, wars and other diverse forms of unrest will escalate tremendously, with Islamic fundamentalism playing a very sad part in the scenario. The health of terrestrials is in extreme danger not only from the rapid spread of AIDS, but from the rising ill effects of scrapie among humans, whereby the Creutzfeldt-Jakob syndrome is not the only repercussion. The scrapie epidemic will increase among animals as well. And if this is not enough, another horrible epidemic and pneumonia will break out among human beings. Even though efforts are made to the contrary, the renewed threat of chemical warfare, a long-standing practice, will be on the rise once again. Likewise, the same holds true for nuclear and biological weaponry. The danger of accidents in nuclear reactors will increase throughout the world. Regarding this subject, France in particular must be extraordinarily careful in every way, for one prophecy warns of a strong probability for an accident near Lyon, which can be prevented as long as the responsible individuals undertake the right steps. A prophecy can be changed. Initial efforts are being made by a new movement to promote total non-violence, while a woman gains a high and influential position among world powers through another group's formation. While mass tourism will increase by leaps and bounds, and slowly but surely will invade and destroy the remaining Shangri-Las on Earth, first steps will be taken for a flight to Mars, but will not be blessed with good fortune. However, the next flight, which ensues very soon, will have better luck, although it will encounter certain difficulties due to unexpected technical problems. All of this will transpire shortly after the worldwide misery of unemployment and its related ills are corrected and surmounted. A new hoarding of weapon stockpiles will follow at a time when the worldwide production of weaponry is accelerated once again. This will signal the first threat of a looming Third World War, as foretold by a prophecy, unless terrestrial man strives to avert this danger through reasoning and appropriate thoughts and actions. Should man fail to act against the fulfillment of this prophecy, a new and extremely destructive weapon will be built that will produce disastrous consequences in the next World War. One important factor in this scenario is the criminal neglect to monitor the Earth from space. New weapons will once again create quite a stir, and so will the death of 4 heads of state who will die within 7 days from each other. These then are the last danger signs, which foretell that within merely 2 years of these events the long-feared World War will indeed erupt, unless terrestrials finally gain mastery over their reasoning to stop all these ills. Should this not be done, mankind will fail in its attempt to protest and boycott the new deadly weapons, because by this time the armories of many nations will be full to their capacity. Passing laws to prohibit the use of these weapons will be ineffective at this late stage. World War III cannot be averted if man fails to finally become reasonable. The war will begin with conventional weaponry and escalate to nuclear, chemical and biological warfare. The World War will begin in November of a specific year, after 5 years of intensive effort are spent reaching this goal, which is preceded by 4 years of unspecified preparations. Should war actually break out, it will last for 3 years and 11 months and will therefore end in October of the 4th year. By this time, Earth's northern hemisphere will be largely destroyed by nuclear fires and radioactive radiation that will annihilate the entire animal and plant world unless man sees to it that the prophecy proves itself to be just a prophecy without fulfilling itself. Should this not be the case, the world will face some additional 11 bitter years of poverty, misery, starvation and many other ills. The nuclear radiation will cause the crippling and mutation of the children born